Pedro Vilanculo's Dream for My Country is a compelling and thought-provoking manifesto for Mozambique's future. Written with a blend of personal passion and deep analytical insight, the book addresses critical challenges facing Mozambique and proposes actionable solutions to create a better, sustainable future. Let's deepen this matter with the author of the book, Pedro, who's right now connected with us. Hi, Pedro. Welcome, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Ginevra, for giving me this time. I'm happy to be with you. Thank you.
Your book proposes adopting English as an official language in Mozambique. What challenges do you foresee in implementing this policy, and how might they be addressed?
Well, indeed, proposing English as one of the official languages for Mozambique is one of the things that I discuss in the book in one of the chapters. So why that is necessary is because our language is just Portuguese, and people go to school in Portuguese from preschool to university. But the best jobs in the country, the best employers, they offer jobs in English, and those who are educated in the national education system, so they will have their professions as lawyers, as doctors, but they will not be able to access these best jobs just because they cannot have a strong command of the English language. But also investors normally will see Mozambique as the last place to go to invest in Southern Africa because of the language barrier. So adopting English is one of our English language. It's not about eliminating Portuguese. Portuguese stays there. It's about adding the English language. So that would be beneficial for Mozambican people, for the Mozambican economy in general.
In this book, you also mention the impact of global events like COVID-19 and the Ukraine-Russia war on Mozambique. How do you see global geopolitics shaping Mozambique's future right now?
Well, indeed, no country is isolated. Even if a country is far away from certain place where certain things happens, like wars, for instance, they indeed end up affecting. So starting with COVID, in a nutshell, it was a global challenge indeed. But for African countries and for a country like Mozambique, so it was even more challenging because of extreme dependence on global supplies of all kind of goods. But fortunately, COVID is history. We did beat COVID as a global community, but we also have other challenges as wars that are currently going on, mostly the devastating war between Ukraine and Russia. So Mozambique doesn't produce most of its energy in terms of liquid fuel, for instance, we import, and the price of oil, for instance, globally skyrocketed, and the energy markets so changed dramatically, and that brought more challenge for the Mozambican people to get access to cheaper fuels. So it affected Mozambique in many ways. And things that are happening in the United States, they also put discussions in Mozambique. How will be the future relations between Mozambique and the US? How do this relationship that will come forth will affect our economy, our politics in Mozambique, but also in the region? So things are intensely interconnected. But personally, I would say I have a hope of a better world. I have a hope of a better Mozambique. I have a hope of a better Africa. Let's hope that the war ends as soon as possible between Ukraine and Russia, because the end of war will be beneficial for everyone, will be beneficial for Europe, will be beneficial for Europe, for Ukraine itself, and for Africa and the world as a global community as well.
Thank you very much, Pedro. Thank you again for your time and for the insight that you gave us on your book. We want to wish you best luck with it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The author's reflections on Mozambique's educational system are particularly striking. The chapter on universal literacy highlights the vital role education plays in empowering individuals and transforming societies. Vilanculo's personal anecdotes, such as his mother's sacrifices to provide her children with education, add emotional resonance and authenticity to the discussion. In a world that often overlooks the voices of developing nations, Dream for My Country is a powerful call to action for Mozambicans and a crucial resource for international policymakers seeking to understand Africa's evolving priorities. Dreams for My Country, written by Pedro Vilanculo, is now available in bookstores and digital platforms, a publication by Eurobox.